They said Christmas was canceled, too broke for a big gathering. I ate leftovers alone. That night, my sister went live, a full party, champagne, even a DJ. Everyone was there except me. I stayed quiet until Dad texted, "Can you send the $3,100 for rent?" I replied, "Lose my number. I don't fund liars." Then I blocked him and shut down every transfer. By 7:43 a.m., 53 missed calls and 1 voicemail. Please call us. Christmas had always been our thing. We never did extravagant gifts or perfect decorations, but we were consistent. Loud games, crowded couches, mismatched plates stacked with food. For years, that chaos was home. So, when the family group chat started slowing down in early December, I figured maybe people were just busy. But then my sister messaged saying Christmas was off this year. Too many bills, not enough money to go around. Dad co-signed. Then Mom added a few crying emojis, and that was it. No one pushed back. Not even me. I still held out hope. Maybe they'd change their minds. Maybe they'd do something small. But by the time Christmas Eve rolled around, I knew it wasn't happening. I didn't bother putting up a tree. Just microwaved some leftovers and tried not to look at the clock. I wasn't mad. Not yet. Just disappointed. Then, around 11:30 that night, my phone pinged. My sister was live on social media. I clicked out of boredom, expecting maybe a funny filter or her pets dressed up. What I saw made my stomach drop. Lights, music, a full crowd, people laughing, hugging, drinking, champagne popping, a DJ announcing song requests like it was a wedding reception. Every face I recognized, cousins, aunties, uncles, even some family friends I hadn't seen since 2018. All of them packed into what looked like my parents' backyard. Everyone was there except me. I didn't comment, didn't message anyone. I just watched in silence, trying to wrap my head around it. They'd lied, not just about canceling, but about struggling. If they were too broke to gather, how did they afford catering? How did they book a DJ? By morning, I'd barely slept. That's when my dad texted, asking me to send $3,100 for the house bills. Something I'd been quietly helping with since I started making better money this year. That was the moment something snapped. I finally saw it for what it was and responded. If you're following this, hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 1K together. This story is just getting started. After I replied to my dad's text, I didn't wait for a response. I didn't need one. I went straight into every app tied to my money. The rent transfer I'd been covering quietly for almost a year, the grocery boost I sent my mom on the 15th of every month, even the streaming services I let them use. One by one, I shut it all down. I didn't say a word, just cut the line. I didn't block anyone yet. I wanted to see what would happen when the silence hit. By 7:43 a.m., I had 53 missed calls. Dad, Mom, my sister, then cousins, even someone from my uncle's house. The voicemails started piling up. I didn't listen to them right away. I already knew what they'd say. I sat there eating a real breakfast, bacon, eggs, butter, toast. Not because I was hungry, but because I finally had an appetite again. Cold leftovers on Christmas night will do that to you. Mid-morning, my cousin Marcus messaged me. He said he hadn't realized I wasn't there, thought I was coming late like usual. Claimed no one said anything. I didn't respond. I wasn't going to play detective in a mystery I didn't ask to be part of. If he didn't know, fine. If he did and stayed quiet, that told me enough. Around noon, my sister posted a throwback of us. Same old caption style, some half-baked quote about how family is forever and storms don't break blood. Comments rolled in. People tagging me saying they missed seeing me this year. I didn't comment. I didn't like it. I just watched. Later that afternoon, I got a PayPal request, $3,100 labeled January rent. No message, just a number. So I sent back 1 cent with a note. Find another wallet. Then I finally blocked everyone. After I blocked their numbers and shut down every money stream, my phone stayed quiet. No calls, no texts. The group chat hadn't moved since Christmas Eve. I was still in it, not removed, not messaged, just ignored. The silence felt surgical. But people who rely on you don't stay quiet for long. The first crack came through email. My aunt, the same one I saw dancing behind my sister in the live stream, sent a message to an old Gmail I used for freelance gigs. The subject said, "Hope you're well," but the body was classic family spin. Something about how misunderstandings shouldn't tear people apart. It ended with a half-hearted invite to come by sometime. No mention of Christmas, no apology, just a blanket statement to keep me emotionally hooked. I archived it without responding. Later, someone I didn't recognize tried to Venmo me $1 with a message. Please talk to us. The profile photo was blank, but the email linked to it looked familiar. One of my sister's backups. She was trying to find a way around the blocks. I reported the account and moved on. Then came the real kicker. Someone had called my company's main line asking for HR. I only found out because our office manager brought it up in passing. They said a relative had called pretending they were verifying employment for a mortgage cosign. HR didn't give them anything. Policy is strict, but they logged the call just in case. That got my attention. I never gave my job info to my family. They knew what I did vaguely, but not the company name, not the building I worked in. So, whoever made the call either dug through my social media or asked someone close enough to spill. That meant they weren't just upset. They were digging, plotting, trying to get a handle on my money after I cut them off. They didn't want reconciliation. They wanted leverage. I didn't get angry. I just took notes, every attempt, every workaround, every breadcrumb. Because if they wanted to turn this into a game of manipulation, they were about to learn I don't play the way I used to. I gave it a few days. I wanted to see how far they'd go. No messages, no new email stunts, just a weird stillness like they were regrouping or waiting for me to break. Then, out of nowhere, my cousin Brianna showed up. Not at my door. She's not that bold. But in my building's lobby. She must have remembered where I moved from a cookout years ago. She told the front desk she was there to drop off documents and somehow got them to buzz me. I stared at the intercom stunned. I hadn't spoken to her in months, not since she borrowed money until payday and ghosted me. I didn't go down. I watched from my window as she stood outside the front doors texting someone nonstop. 5 minutes later, a car pulled up. My mom got out. So that was the plan. Brianna was just the setup. They stood there looking up at the building like I'd appear in the window and wave. I didn't. I waited until they finally gave up and left. Not even 10 minutes later, I got an email from my mom. This one had actual words. She wrote about how things got miscommunicated, that I was deeply missed at Christmas, that we all need to take accountability, without saying who we meant. Then came the real reason she wrote. Dad had bills due. They were counting on me to follow through like I had the last few months. She closed with a line about doing what's right for family. That was the moment it all clicked. They didn't come to apologize. They came to reel me back in. All the guilt, the vague apologies, the unexpected drop-ins. None of it was about fixing what they broke. It was about making sure the money kept flowing. So, I responded one last time, short, clear. I told her to stop showing up at my building, that all financial support had ended permanently, and that if anyone contacted my job or showed up again, I'd take legal steps. I hit send, then blocked the email. Fully done. That night, a different cousin DM'd me from a burner account, calling me selfish, dramatic, ungrateful. Said I was letting money make me cold. Funny, coming from the same people who celebrated Christmas under string lights with a DJ while I sat home alone with reheated food. They wanted me to fund a life I wasn't even welcome in. After that final email and blocking every path they had to reach me, things got quiet. No more burner accounts, no more surprise appearances. It was like they finally got the message. Or maybe they were just regrouping again. But this time I didn't care. I wasn't waiting for the next move. For the first time in years, I had real peace. The silence let me see things clearly. I wasn't angry anymore. I was tired of performing the role they expected. The reliable one, the provider, the fixer. Tired of being guilted into funding a family that didn't even value me enough to include me at a holiday dinner. They hadn't forgotten me. They chose to lie. And once I stopped giving, the truth surfaced fast. I started unfollowing people, cousins, extended family, even mutual friends who played neutral. If you knew what they did and said nothing, I didn't want you around. No fanfare, just a quiet removal. My circle got smaller, but my headspace got cleaner. A few weeks later, a cousin texted me from a new number. Said Dad was in the hospital, stress-related. No details, just that they were all worried sick, and maybe this was a time for healing. I didn't respond. I'm not heartless. I hope he's okay. But they don't get to use crisis as a key to unlock a door they slammed shut in my face. Every year, every sacrifice, every quiet little transfer I made while they laughed behind my back. That's what put me here. Not bitterness, boundaries. And I'm keeping them. The money I used to send out every month? It goes into savings now. I booked a solo trip, first vacation I've had in years. I picked a beach town with no family nearby. I'll eat what I want, sleep when I want, celebrate how I want. No fake toasts, no live streams, just me. To anyone who's been where I've been, trust your gut. If they only call when they need something, it's not love, it's leverage. And when you finally cut the cord, don't let them guilt you back in. You owe peace to yourself, not explanations to people who never showed up. Thanks for following this story. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and help me reach 1K. More stories coming. And trust me, they're just as real.